guess I can speak English without notice. Ladies and gentlemen, Happy New Year. And while we are celebrating our New Year under the blue sky and white sun, we enjoy our freedom, we enjoy our democracy. I'd like to share with you my little observation when I was in Hong Kong in October, 2 months ago. As you all know, between September and November in Hong Kong, there was a democratic movement led mainly by students, very young students, and they were very, very enthusiastic. And what they want is universal suffrage. They want to be able to vote for a governor that they prefer, not a governor appointed by China. And the movement is called Occupy Central. What they did was almost like what we had here, Occupy Wall Street. And they did block up two very, very busy areas. One is in Hong Kong. On the Hong Kong side, they blocked up a main artery that is adjacent to the government buildings. The other one that they blocked up is Mong Kok and Kowloon. And when I was in Hong Kong in October, my hotel is very close to the Mong Kok site, so every day I pass by there with my wife Anne. And it's very different from what we know as a movement or a demonstration or picketing, whatever you call. By American standard, we were at that time hearing about Ferguson, Missouri. We hear about the looting, we hear about the violence, we hear about the burning. But in Mong Kok, the students occupied about 3 blocks of the center of Nathan Road, which is the busiest 3 block in Kowloon. And whenever I passed by there, I was very amazed, very surprised by the discipline of the students. On both sides of Nathan Street, the businesses were open. And mind you, these are not normal businesses. Many of these are jewelry stores. Now, if you put the whole situation back in Ferguson, Missouri, there would be those would be burned down and the jewelry would be gone, stolen, and robbed. But in Hong Kong, the students were very, very disciplined and very gentlemanly. In the middle of October, actually at the end of October, while I was leaving Hong Kong, there was a new counter-demonstration, a new movement called Protect Universal Suffrage, Anti-Occupy Central, and Support Police. And that movement grew very, very fast. Over a weekend, in 3 days, they collected 600,000 signatures. But mind you, why did they gather so many signatures overnight? It's because the first goal of the movement is to protect universal suffrage. It's the same as the student movement. They may differ on how they're going to pursue it, how they're going to achieve it, but freedom and democracy is something that the people in Hong Kong, they want very much. And whether you talk to somebody who is pro-Occupy Central or anti-Occupy Central, there's one common agreement, that is, in 1997, Hong Kong was returned to China. 17 years later, now, we know that Hong Kong, everybody agrees that Hong Kong has more corruption, less freedom of the press, and less judiciary independence. And Hong Kong is looking more and more like China. And people are worried, genuinely worried. As Scott just talked about the student movement in Taiwan, I believe that all of these, including the the landslide that the KMT lost in Taiwan is not a referendum of KMT. It is a referendum, it's a vote of no confidence of the government in China. So after saying all that, this probably is the last speech that I give here, since that yesterday marked the end of my 6 years as OCAC commissioner, and I'm very proud of what we have done, and I sincerely appreciate and want to thank all your support. We together, between Zhang Kun and Chen Yuli and Rosemary, we restarted the Double Tent Parade, which we had for a long period of time, some years back. Somehow China discontinued it for several years, and then I'm very proud of the fact that we restarted that, and hopefully we will be able to continue it forever and ever. Thank you very much. Have a happy New Year, and 希望大家身体健康，青春常驻。谢谢。